R.I.P. MESBG.
Oh God, what have they done?
No, we read this news like 5 minutes before going live for a battle report, so if you were present during the stream, you already know how we feel. The announcement for models that are going into the Legends category has been made. There's a lot more than I was anticipating.
Yes, honestly, I was expecting them to do a few things here, a few things there, and then maybe when you look back at it, you went, oh wow, that was a lot, but not to kind of just pull the rug out fast.
No, I knew it was going to be everything at once because they're releasing like the legacies or whatever it is. It's just a lot, and the worst thing about it is it's not just this model from this army and this model from this army. We're losing entire factions.
Yes, so we may as well get into the article itself.
Yeah.
There's a bit of talk about the new edition and basically how they need to refresh stuff and move some things around like they've kind of already established in the past. And yeah, they basically just get on to what's going. And they start with the Fallen Realms. And just here alone, there's quite a lot. So should we go through the list?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the miniatures removed from sale and entering legacies from the Fallen Realms are Golfimble, Mahout King, Mahout Tribesman, Mahout Warrior, Mahout Raider, Half Trolls, Haradrim King, Golden King, Abrakan Merchant Guard, Watchers of Karna, Corsair Reavers, Karndish King, Karndish Chieftain, Karndish Warrior, Karndish Horsemen, and Karndish Charioteer.
Wow.
That's just one faction.
So you've lost Farharad, pretty much.
Yeah.
Even just, like Haradrim King and the Abrakan Merchant Guard, things like that. You're just losing, you're losing a lot. Corsair Reavers is a really surprising one for me.
Yes.
If you're playing Corsairs, they're like, you're taking them.
Yes. I mean, the guy who has won a lot of the stuff recently in Australia, like he runs these. Like people are competitively doing well with these models, and now they're gone.
Yeah, and like we said earlier in the stream, I think the competitive aspect of MESBG, despite what people think, it does keep the game going in a lot of areas.
Yeah.
And you can say that about any game or sport. Let's take football, for example. If you took competitive play from football, no one would care.
Yeah.
And I think whether you play MESBG casually or not, and whether you're aware of it or not, there is a large competitive scene all over the world. And whether it's official tournaments or not, people like to be official. Same with the 40K. Everyone always says, I'm not going to play the Legends models. I'm going to still play the Legends models, but they don't. Everyone sticks to what's official. It just goes that way. So this is painful, losing things like Half Trolls for Farharad. Yeah, this is a nasty one.
Yeah.
We're basically losing all of Khan as well.
Yes. So if we move on from there, there's now a big list from Mordor. So to go through these, we have, and again, these are all removed from sale and entering legacies. The Ring Wraiths of Angmar, the Ring Wraiths of the Fallen Realms, the Ring Wraiths of the Lost Kingdoms, Goroth, Zagdush, Blackguard of Barad-dûr, Morgul Stalkers, Kardush the Firecaller, Orc Tracker, Great Beast of Gorgoroth, Razgush, War Leader of the North, Musgur, Orc Shaman, Musgur maybe, and then there's a few others which are miniatures renamed or repackaged, as that will be Morgul Knights becoming Black Numenorean Knights, and the Witch King of Angmar as sold separately, and a miniature completely removed from the game is Shagrat, the War Leader, and that's just Mordor.
But Shagrat War Leader, as far as I'm aware, there's just the one Shagrat, is there not?
I think there's a shield one and a non-shield one. So like the original one we had, I think they did an updated like one with a shield,
right?
Because that is part of his war gear.
Yeah.
So maybe that one. But
they can't remove Shagrat as an entire miniature, surely.
No, it must just be a particular model.
I mean,
or miniature.
How are we feeling about those? Things like Orc Tracker, Morgul Stalkers, Blackguard, all the Ring Wraith sets.
Yeah.
I'm really surprised at some of these.
Yeah, it's a lot of name. Like I feel like say like Musgur, Orc Shaman. They're just trying to be like more generic Orc Shamans rather than have named characters for these things. Is that their idea?
That's not under the renamed and repackaged. That's being removed.
No, but that's what I mean. Are they just trying to get rid of those and just have the generic? Like the Great Beast of Gorgoroth is one that I'm kind of shocked about.
I'm really shocked.
Just didn't see that one coming.
No.
Which is a bit strange.
Things like the renaming of Morgul Knights to Black Numenor, like these things are not surprising to me. It's the ones that are being removed. Even the Ring Wraiths I'm surprised at.
Yeah.
They were cool.
Yeah.
But I kind of get it.
Yeah. Continuing on from there, we have Gundabad and Dol Guldur, where these ones are removed from sale and entering legacies. The Castellans of Dol Guldur and the Spider Queen. So only 2.
Only 2.
From not particularly big armies anyway,
No.
compared to the others.
I don't know if I'm surprised about these ones or not. I know quite a lot of people enjoy playing those sort of creature lists when they're playing the spiders and stuff. So a lot of people will be hurt by this. Doesn't particularly affect me. I would never in a million years play a spider army. Hate spiders.
Yeah, that's what I should play against you.
When we first saw this next one, I had a slight panic attack. But it's not too bad.
Next came Mirkwood. And the first thing you see is Thranduil. But only on horse. So they're basically going, buy the Alk or don't.
Yeah.
Have him on foot.
Thranduil on the Alk is one of the coolest minis in the game. So if they got rid of that, I'd be one of those like, boycott Games Workshop. But yeah, getting rid of the horse. I mean, we've got the model, never used it. When the Alk's an option, I don't know why you would. So fair enough.
Now, this is the one that hurts me. We move on to Isengard. And you could kind of see it coming because of what's coming next. But to go through the list here, we have the ones removed from sale and entering legacies. Thryden Wolfsbane, Frida Tallspear, Gorolf Ironskin, Dunlending Chieftain, Hurskars, Warriors and Horsemen. Then Mauher, Vrasku, Feral Urukai. Profiles removed is the Grima Wormtongue on horse, and the renamed is the Oathmaker, who is being repackaged basically.
I don't get this one at all.
No, I'm in our upcoming tournament. I'm running Lurtz's Scouts Legendary Legion. I have a Mauher in my list, and I will keep a Mauher in my list. I don't understand, like that and Vrasku, I don't get. All the Dunlending stuff, I really don't get.
I mean,
I get it in terms of their business, like they've got a whole new Dunlending basically coming out, so they want to get rid of these so everyone has the new stuff. But I don't, when they're different times in the story, why?
Yeah, it makes 0 sense.
Yeah, you just give them a very slightly different name and then you're fine. It's almost like if you went, okay, one's Dunlendings, one's the Wild Men of Dunland. Just something simple like that. Doesn't take much effort and you get to keep everything.
Yeah.
And there's some cool miniatures.
And Mauher, he's a character. He's not a made up character. He's in the books. So why? I just don't. Feral Urukai, I get. Everything else, no. Thryden's such a good hero for this game. We've used him multiple times. He looks great. Same as the other heroes. Like, they're all really cool. I'm not okay with this decision.
No.
Moving on, I suppose, to the good army, the biggest army that's good is what I'm trying to say. Gondor.
Yes.
Now, there's some, spoilers. There's some ones I'm very disappointed with here.
Okay, so the miniatures removed from sale and entering legacies. Here we have Knight of the White Tower, Anborn and Mablung,
Fuming.
Kirion, Men-at-Arms of Dol Amroth. And then the miniatures renamed or repackaged are the Minas Tirith Commanders without the Knight of the White Tower and Baragon separately.
Those two, fair enough.
Yeah.
Getting rid of Anborn and Mablung, just why?
Yeah. Like we said,
why?
renaming and repackaging, fine,
whatever.
no problem with that. I just don't get the thought process behind some of these. Like, what have these miniatures done to upset you, Games Workshop?
I mean, from their point of view, what they're doing is probably looking at sales and going, we haven't sold a Kirion, we sell like one of them a month or whatever it may be. So they're just thinking, well, people don't like it, get rid of it. However, what they got to remember is a lot of the player base of Middle-earth have most of these older models and use them. And we'll get the new stuff when it comes out, but you don't need to buy another Kirion. So sales might not.
I mean, like from what GW are trying to do, like they've said, okay, there's still going to be profiles. There'll still be a legacy section. You'll still, if you own them, you can still use them. They'll still exist. There'll still be profiles. But it just means anyone new to the game now, they're not going to want to know anything about these because they don't exist from their entry point.
Yeah.
And sometimes I just don't think GW think that far ahead.
If let's say I'm coming of age, I'm coming into my mid-teens, whatever, I watch Lord of the Rings for the first time. I go, oh, Lord of the Rings games. Oh, Warhammer do one. Wow. Oh, I'm going to get into this. Oh, what armies they got? Oh, I'm going to buy the Armies of Middle-earth book. Whoa, they've got an Anborn and Mablung model. They look really cool. I'm going to buy. Oh, wait a minute, I can't even buy them.
Yeah.
It's just silly. Why not, instead of doing this, keep them as profiles that are available, take them off sale, start a 3D print on demand section of Games Workshop and just go, oh, someone wants an Anborn. Sell it for like 40 quid a model or whatever. Print on demand. With the way the industry is for tabletop miniatures right now, how is that not the way they've gone?
Because they just don't need to. They don't feel like they need to because
they're just continuing to piss people off.
And
I stick by GW with most decisions they make because I'm such a fan of what they put out, but this has pissed me off.
Yeah. Thing is though, people will continue to buy their stuff.
And so will we.
Yeah, which means they'll look at that and go, okay.
But we've continued to be, we started buying a lot of proxies and we're going to continue to buy proxies because more often than not they are better because they're 3D printed to a high quality. And this is just going to push us further in that direction. Hello Forgemaster Miniatures.
Yes.
TTA 15 for 15% off your order.
Yes. Now more important than ever.
This gets big again.
Yep, because we're not done yet. We move on to the Misty Mountains now. And again, these are ones removed from sale and entering legacies. We have Groblock, Ashrak, Dweller in the Dark, Moria Blackshield Captain, Moria Blackshield Shaman, Moria Blackshield Drummers, Moria Blackshield Warrior, Warg Marauder, and then miniatures renamed or repackaged will be Durbers and Druzhag as a pair.
We just used this, the Dweller in the Dark, for the first time on this channel. As we're about to start this game, using it for the first time, this news comes out.
Yes. I mean, this one had been removed from the website, so we kind of, at least...
We spotted it yesterday.
Yes, we had a suspicion and kind of, you kind of guessed this one was going. It's a cool model, so I don't see the benefit. No. Again, we might end up repeating ourselves a little bit, but I don't see the benefit of removing these. Like one of the things I like about GW is almost that they have gone a bit like, maybe fan fiction's not the right word, but they've added these extra characters that are kind of mentioned to maybe exist, but not in any real detail. And they've given them profiles, they've given them life, and it saves everything being the same.
Yeah. Things like Durbers, you know, it's cool to have things like that. Removing it or renaming it is probably just going to be Goblin King.
Yeah.
Or something generic like that. It's just a shame because it's an aspect of the game I really liked and really appreciated. Yep. Now, I think this is probably arguably the second biggest.
Yes.
And I feel like these lists get worse and worse as we go through.
Yeah.
But this is some big ones.
This is the Elven Kingdoms. So these are the ones, again, removed from sale and entering legacies. Elidan, unarmoured. Alvorhir, unarmoured.
I get it.
Glorfindel, unarmoured. Okay, fine. Then we got Gildor, Stormcaller, Eristor, and then a profile removed is the unarmoured Alrond model. So, yeah, I mean, I could kind of get the unarmoured ones.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, most people who take these things will want the armoured ones anyway.
Yeah.
The armoured ones are much better sculpts.
But what did Eristor do to anyone?
Yeah.
Eristor is in almost every 500-point Rivendell list. If you're not filling up your points with big heroes like Elrond or Glorfindel, you're taking Eristor. So why? Just why? I just don't understand. Yeah. He even looks cool, and he's quite a unique profile too. This is one of the most, like, I'm mind blown by it sort of decisions.
Yeah, it is. And to be honest, I think the next one might be worse.
No, this one is worse.
We go on to Rohan.
Oh, I can't even look at it.
These ones, Grimbold and the Helmingus Command have been removed. Eol the Young, Erkenbrand, Rohan Outriders, Son of Eol, King's Huntsman, and then the Rohan Commanders have been repackaged without the King's Huntsman. What? Why? Erkenbrand is very important in the books, for one.
Eol the Young.
Yeah.
Like, Eolingus.
Grimbold.
Take your company right after you pass the wall.
These are important characters. I get that they're repackaging Rohan. I get that.
Yeah.
Why does that mean that other time periods of the Rohan people can't exist?
Yeah.
Why can't we have Erkenbrand and Eol the Young and then Helm, Hammerhand and then Theoden? If we can have Helm and Theoden and Eomer and stuff all existing in the same line of miniatures, why can't we have Eol the Young? It's a game. They can. Yeah, you're right, James. Right. After this, should we go to Nottingham? Go knock on the doors.
Yeah.
Excuse me, we are massive YouTubers with 1,600 subscribers, and we play Middle-earth strategy. We've got a problem with your decisions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wish they'd give more explanation on the reasoning. Okay, so we've got a few left. I'm just going to go through all the rest of them now together. So in the Dwarven Holds, we have Murren and Dra removed, Balin the Dwarf, King of Moria, Flowy Stonehand, King's Champion, Shield Bearer, and then they've repackaged the Dwarven Commanders. Then you've got the Kingdoms of Men, where they've renamed or repackaged Rangers of the North and Dunedain. Not going to lie, first read through, I thought they were getting rid of Dunedain for a minute, and it actually didn't shock me. But I was, and then the final one of the Free Peoples, they are removing Band of Brass Took and renaming Birchseed and giving Quick Beam, basically Quick Beam is being reassigned as Birchseed. And basically now going, hey, it's your last chance to buy them on the website, so go buy them now for something that we don't obviously care about.
I actually don't want people to buy any of these. I hope, stupid, I hope this doesn't increase their sales. I want MESBG to do well, I want them to keep putting these things out, but this is just so, like, some of those dwarf things they got rid of. King's Champion.
Yeah.
What? Why?
It's not like they're never used.
No.
People know them, people like them. It's not like they're broken.
No.
Because it's a very balanced game in general, apart from our live stream yesterday. It's just idiotic.
It's just, they just don't care about
Yeah.
this. That's what it is. Games Workshop, they look at sales, they look at projected figures of sales, and they just go, well, I'm just coming. Who cares what people think? Who cares how much money people have spent on these armies and how much time people have spent painting their armies, crafting and customizing and modeling and doing all these things to their armies that they care about, and then going, you can't use them anymore. And if you want to add anything to them, you can't buy them. Like, it's just a kick in the worst areas. Honestly, the more I think about it, the more mad it makes me.
Yeah, and it makes me not want to get anything more for this channel from GW.
Yeah.
Because
I
it's
just want to buy Forgemaster stuff.
Yeah, it's supporting something that I don't agree with, but I love the game.
Yeah.
And that's where they get you.
They know they've got a good product in the game. They
Yeah.
know they do. They know they've probably, with this new starter set, this new edition, they've probably refined it in a way they hope the movie does well, so that brings in new people. And they're hoping that those new people don't know or care about these old models.
Yes. I mean, like you said, if they did a print-on-demand service, I don't see the issue. Like, obviously, not condoning stealing of property and intellectual property, any of that, but it's common knowledge you can get 3D printers. You can get the models that GW actually print themselves, and you could go out and print yourself an army of these things. But a lot of people don't because they still want to support the product. But when you end up doing stuff like this, it's just going to push people that way, and you're going to destroy your own product, destroy your own fan base, and just become a nothing game. I know that GW don't particularly care about Middle-earth in comparison to everything else. They're always on the second page. They're always the little 1-minute articles. Whereas if that was a 40k thing, that would have had a 10-minute article with all these details about everything. We just get a list of these things no longer exist.
Yeah.
And there's only so long it can go on for.
There's people that work for GW that work on Middle-earth that do care about the game, that have done well by the game, done good by the game, but overall as a company, it's difficult. And I've always been one of those people that has said, no, when you see these like recast official models that people print, I always think, don't do that. Like that is literally stealing. It's not cool. Just save up until you can afford the real one. You know, I've always been that sort of person. Proxies I'm okay with. Sometimes you want variation, right? Proxies are cool. But stealing recasts, I've never been okay with. After this, I'm like, just do whatever, man. They don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not going to stop them making their decisions whichever way you go.
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to title this video. Has GW ruined Middle-earth? It seems clickbaity, but it's part of the discussion.
Yeah, it's a very serious thing to think about now. Like, we've spent so much time and effort rebuilding this channel. We've got a whole new premises that we're renting to do all this. We've bought so much new equipment. And this happens now, and suddenly we go, have we just done all this for this whole game to be destroyed? Just as we were perhaps starting to get a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, and do you know, genuinely, if you guys want the kind of transparency behind how this stuff works. We've spent thousands of pounds in the last 2 months. Thousands, probably tens of thousands. Huge lighting rigs, shelves for our terrain. We've bought tons of terrain, hundreds of models, paints for the models. We pay a staff member multiple times a week to sit there and live stream cut for us. He sits there and edits the battle reports. Like James said, we've got a premise with a studio and an office for this. That's not cheap. Tens of thousands of pounds just in the last 2 months, committing to playing this game on YouTube. This happens. Things like Patreon, that's the goal to kind of cover those things. We make $6 a month on Patreon right now. It's only been up for a couple of days, but you see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you get news like this, it's difficult because you just think, why do we bother?
Yep.
So yeah, it's been a rough day. Combine this news with how the battle report went. Yeah, I do feel like we're holding a funeral right now. Anyway, let's make this a discussion. I do want to know your thoughts. We might be being dramatic.
Maybe.
Tell us if we are. But some of these, it genuinely has hurt. It does suck. So let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. We'll reply to as many and, if possible, all comments that we see. And then we'll chat about it. If you want to continue supporting us and see us keep making stuff, then Patreon's the best place to support. There's a variety of tiers on there. You can even join for free if you want. You just can't see a lot. Any final notes, James?
Just need to go lie down.
Yeah, it's home time.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching and listening to us moan and complain for the last 15-20 minutes.
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and we'll see you next time on the Tabletop Alliance.
Bye, guys. Dearly beloveds, you're covered. That's wedding, isn't it? Yeah. I meant funeral. What do you say at a funeral?